About a year ago, a little over a year ago, I did a presentation that was appropriately named The High Strangeness of RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge, and also the February 1980 Eastgate incident, which, as I said, happened in February as opposed to December of 1980. So Eastgate incident is precursor to the Rendlesham Forest incident. A little bit about myself, a little background here. And some of it I would call ironic. I found an old class picture of my fourth grade class. And in it, I'm at the almost the top tier, wearing my uniform, having gone to Catholic school. And this picture was actually, the photo was taken in 1968. And I'm wearing a green vest. And the green vest had the words SPS, St. Patrick's School. Now, fast forward several years later, when I enlisted in the United States Air Force in January 23rd, 1978, I would soon be leaving basic training and technical school out at Lackland Air Force Base for my very first assignment, which is at RAF Bentwaters. Unbeknownst to me, I was also going to be at RAF Woodbridge too. And so in May 2nd, 1978, I was landed at Milden Hall, and soon I was at RAF Bentwaters. There's a photo of me sitting in a rocking chair, and holding a book. My legs are crossed, and it's winter time, believe it or not, but I'm wearing a flannel shirt with very, very short shorts. And at my feet is my yellow Samsonite luggage. And there's also an old milk can that my mom had painted red. And there's a photo was one of these collage kind of photos on the wall. So I'm sitting there reflecting, thinking about my future, thinking about where I'm going to go. And soon I really didn't realize what my life was going to be like. I had no clue, really, to the point that I never lived near an Air Force base, having grown up on Long Island, New York. I'm just taking these things off right now because I really don't need it. So in this photo, I'm actually sitting like twas the night before going to basic training and all through the house, that kind of thing. Like, oh my God. So I was ready to go. My bag was packed. I was ready to go. Basic training, it went pretty well. How can I say it? I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things that I learned how to put sheets on the bed that are not fitted sheets. And I learned how to fold my clothes differently. And I learned how to march somewhat. I think some people were better marchers than I was. And learned how to salute and say sir and say ma'am, which is unheard of on Long Island, unless you watching the old black and white movies back in the day, unless you were a maid or a butler or something. So, and then after that, I just went across the base while everybody else got to go somewhere else in the United States to their technical training. I just went across the base and started my technical school in law enforcement, where I was a law enforcement specialist. And that was fun. I mean, they had some crazy names for each week we were in. I think my favorite of all was riot control. It's because we scared the hell out of the people at this La Quinta Hotel. And early in the morning, and all they saw were people with these batons in their hands marching. There were probably, oh my gosh, over 100 of us out there. It was loud and powerful, and I enjoyed it. So, and then there was another one called, one week was called the House of Hurt, where we learned defense training. And so it wasn't very long. It was only about 5 weeks was my training. And, you know, they kept reminding me that, oh, you'll get to your next base and they'll train you. I'm like, okay. So at the very end, technical school, I tried out to be a dog handler because I was too afraid to get my assignment. I was like, oh no, I don't know. You know, I was afraid, you know, you filled out what we call a dream sheet. But then again, it was a dream. And it was, then I did not get into dog handling school. And however, I got my assignment and it said RAF Bentwaters, UK. It was then I learned that I was going to England and I was so happy. Oh my God, I was elated. I'm going to England, I'm only 18, I'm going to England. And all my friends are struggling at school, I'm going to college, but I'm going to England. I'm going to see the world, you know? I mean, true. So there was an adventure. I'm going to see the world. You know, might as well have been on Star Trek, seek out new life, new civilizations. So I was understandably excited. So on the very last day, I left Lackland Air Force Base and I went home. And I was home for a couple of weeks. And I just got bored. I was like, I don't belong here. You know, there's really nothing for me to do. And everyone was at school, working, doing something. Working, going to school. And my mom had just recently moved from the house where we were living on Murch's Road to a house on Juniper Avenue in Smithtown. So it was a new house. So everything it was kind of new, but it was kind of old, you know. But most of my friends were still in college, so they were not around yet. It wasn't yet summer vacation for them. So the very last day, I got into my Class A uniform, which was a high-waist, pretty much a high-waisted jacket with the blue skirt. The whole outfit was Air Force blue. And I wore this Jackie Onassis or Jackie Kennedy hat, a pillbox hat. It was, and my shoes were low quarters, very, very, just black. They look like granny shoes. And thank God I did not have my black purse that they gave me. Mom was standing next to me. And from what I could see, she was holding my hand and she was wearing her own little denim green outfit, jumpsuit with her dark black hair. And she was excited for me. And it was springtime, so you can see in the background azaleas and different flowers. And I was happy because now I'm getting ready to leave and now I'm going to get ready to get on an airplane and start my adventure. Okay. I get to England It was a long flight, long flight. Did I say it was a long flight? It was cold, it was drafty. It was one of those chartered planes that definitely no frills. They probably paid, the government probably paid a boatload of money and purposely got less for what they were paying. We had box lunches. That was our meal. I remember having that lard-based honey bun. And anyway, it was definitely highly caloric. Then we landed in Scotland, and then on our way to Scotland, we landed at Mildenhall. And then at that point, I hadn't slept. I hadn't slept in over 24 hours, maybe more. And I was so anxiously excited. I couldn't wait to get on the bus to RAF Bentwaters or whatnot. So I get to Bentwaters, and it is not good. It's not good. Immediately, the base seemed hollow. It seemed the gate guard got up on the bus to check our IDs, which I thought, okay, that was cool. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going on to buses and checking IDs. And yeah, it wasn't good. You know, the buildings were Quonset huts. It was not attractive. RAF Bentwaters was not an attractive base. Mildenhall was attractive. Bentwaters, in my humble opinion, was not. The gate checks were all Formica. I thought that was odd too. And so then we passed the gate guard and we made a left turn past the law enforcement desk that I didn't know at the time. And then to the right, we pulled into this parking area where we then disembarked. When I got off the bus, my supervisor, I think she saw me before I saw her, and she said, "Welcome to Cripple Creek." And I was like, "What? No, please don't say that. Cripple Creek?" Oh my God, I was not happy. I was like, oh my God, this is getting worse by the second. And I was so tired. I thought, well, maybe if I get some sleep, I'll feel better, you know, that kind of thing. But I was also feeling this heaviness coming over me. And it was something I had a difficult time trying to shake. Again, I was blaming it on the fact that I was really tired. And so it was Jackie and John Freeze who picked me up, husband and wife couple. And they were really, really sweet. More so John. John was the one for the adventure. He pretty much took me around the base. But before I left, we stopped at the chow hall, and I had a really disgusting dinner. I think it was those big, fat hot dogs. And I don't know. So anyway, this shall be continued. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. I am recording. I want to stop.